Sports Show podcast where sports and convos collide. I am your host, Fredo.
I'm your host, Mo Money.
What's up, man? Hey, look here, man. We run the two-man weave tonight, man. Like I said, we down two right now. I know Coach said that he'd jump on later on, bro. So, like I said, let's go ahead and run that pick and roll for him, champ.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. How you doing today, though? How's your day so far, bro?
Man, outstanding. How about yours?
Hey, so far so good, man. I can't complain. To all our viewers and listeners out there, man, we appreciate you vibing with us tonight. So we're gonna keep it short and simple, and like I said, vibe and stuff like that, and get everybody out of here so we can go ahead and catch the rest of this Knicks and Indiana game, man. Let me ask you something, bro. So I read something. Actually, I'm sorry, I saw it on the podcast where your boy Austin Rivers was basically saying that he could take 30 players, NBA players right now, and put them in the NFL. But you can't take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA. And like I said, I know he got a lot of criticism about that, man. I want to know what is your thoughts about that, man? I was like, come on, man. I think you're doing a little bit too much, man. But what's your perspective on that, champ?
30 might be a little too high. I do think there are some players in the NBA that could play certain positions, i.e. tight end. Some could even play quarterback, offensive lineman.
What's up, BJ Pooch?
Defensive lineman. But 30 is a bit much when you can't even stand to get fouled. You know what I'm saying? Or just get touched, period. Like people think it's simple.
Come on,
there's
man.
levels to it, right? So if you played football in high school, you ain't get hit by an NFL player. It is levels to this thing. And as far as NFL players translating over to the NBA, they train different. So I do think if the guys train for it, there's some NFL players that could potentially hold their own in the NBA. I'm not saying they'll be superstars, but they could hold their own. But they'd have to train different. They have to lift different, run different, eat different to be able to play in the NBA.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%, bro. I was like, come on, bro, 30 a little bit too much. If you nerd it down to 5 to 10 or something like that, I may be able to get with you on that, but 30, man, like, nah, you reaching Austin. Come on, man. Go ahead with that foolishness, bro. Yeah. But let me ask you about tonight's game, man, in terms of the Knicks and the Pacers, man. What's your thoughts about it? And like I said, what are the keys? What are the keys of that game or what have you, either way, in terms of the Pacers winning or New York winning?
Okay, so if you love basketball and just in its purest sense, where it's kind of dumbed down a little bit as far as we don't have a particular superstar or a generational player playing in this game, I think Jalen Brunson is a tremendous player. Yes. It's same with Tyrese Halliburton, but they're not generational talents, right? Sometimes when you have those generational talents, they can take away from the essence of basketball because they're so supremely talented that they can make up for mistakes. In this game, the keys to success on both sides of the ball is I don't know what's going on with Tyrese Halliburton. I got 3 for both. Tyrese Halliburton is going to have to play better.
Yes.
Or he's going to have to take a game off. One of the two. But you can't be out there thinking you Tyrese or people thinking that they're dependent on you and you're not yourself. The second thing that Indiana has to do is they have to blitz the pick and roll. Somebody else from the New York Knicks is going to have to beat you because there's no one on the roster that I can see with my eyes that can guard Jalen Brunson.
Not at all.
The third thing that Indiana is going to have to do is they're going to have to limit the second chance points. They cannot allow the Knicks because they're not a great shooting team. They got some decent shooters. But if you allow them to get second and third chance points, now you made them the 83 Celtics or something like that. They're going to be unstoppable.
Right.
Going to the Knicks side of the ball. On the Knicks side of the ball, they're going to have to find somebody else to step up and give them something offensively. In game 1, it was Dante DiVincenzo. What's going on, B-Dub? In game 2, I look for OG to get a little bit more involved in the sets. That's one. The second thing is Tom Thibodeau is going to have to do a better job of, his lineups. You can't just go 8 deep, especially with Mitchell Robinson and Bogdanovich's injuries. You're going to have to play more players. And then the third thing that I would love to see the Knicks do is I would like to see them drive a little bit more. I think they settle for the three too much, especially with Halliburton guarding certain players. Whoever Halliburton is guarding, you can take him off the dribble. He's not a great on-ball defender. So those are my three keys to the game. Ultimately, I think New York will win the game tonight. They are at home. I think they will protect home court. I also think that Indiana may protect home court. This series is going to go 7, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, great perspective on that, champ. Yeah, I don't know if Halliburton is injured or I don't know what the case is, but you're right. He's definitely going to have to step it up a notch today, man. It seems to me, from looking at game one, it seems like he was passing up a lot of open shots. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of open shots that he was just passing up. But I tell you what, man, that backup point guard, is it McDonald? What is?
Oh, it's
Oh my gosh, I can't even think of his name.
It's not McNamara.
It's not McNamara. Yeah, I know he played for Ohio State back in the day, but he's a nice man. He's a nice, steady change.
TJ McConnell.
Huh?
McConnell.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like that. I like that kid, man. He's a steady PG. But let me ask you this, bro. Can Indiana? Yeah, okay. If you're Indiana's coach, right? If you're Carlisle, do you double Jalen Brunson? Do you double him and be like, you know what, man? I'm making sure that he doesn't beat us. I'm making everybody else, you know what, do what you do. But he is not going to be the cause of
it. At this point, in my opinion, yes, you have to. He's on a 4-game streak of scoring 40 points. At this point, what else does he have to show you as a coach? And you don't have a defensive stopper. You don't have an OG Anunoby. You say, if you had OG Anunoby, I would take my chances because that's a supreme defender. But there's no one on Indiana that can defend. To elaborate on that point,
Siakam, you don't think he can defend good?
Not Jalen Brunson.
Not Jalen Brunson.
He's too slow. And Pascal Siakam may end up in foul trouble if he does that. The problem with Indiana, right, is that all throughout the season, instead of going to get a guy like Pascal Siakam to fit that rotation, they probably should have went and got a guy like OG because they don't have defenders on their team. They have a lot of scorers. Miles Turner has always been an overrated defender at the rim. He gets some blocks.
He gets some block shots and stuff like that, but he doesn't rebound the ball particularly well.
Right. And he's not an intimidator because everybody knows it's fake effort sometimes. A lot of times he out of position. He's not a Rudy Gobert on that back end. So
let me ask you this, Mo. Is Jalen Brunson the superstar?
I believe so. You like we talked about it many years ago, Fred. Like, what was the definition of a superstar? And I got clowned for it at the time when I was like, Russell Westbrook is not a superstar. I didn't believe it
because I said he wasn't either.
Yeah, at that time,
I don't know, Jay Will.
There was a time that Russell Westbrook was a superstar.
It was right.
Now I believe a superstar is someone that in time of need can lead your franchise, is the face of a franchise, is dependable on and off the court, and other guys will want to play with him because they're transcendent. Jalen Brunson checks all those blocks. He just doesn't fit the narrative. He's not 6'5" or 6'4". He didn't come out in the first round. He wasn't highly touted. So a lot of times he gets hate in the media because they didn't see it coming. But let me tell you what he did do. He put in work. He worked with his dad. He worked with his coaches. And he got himself and catapulted himself to this position.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. He's he signed a 4-year, $100 million contract with you guys, man. You talk about that's a steal. That is probably one of the best free agent steals and that I've seen in quite some time, man. Oh my gosh, yeah. Right now, you look at his productivity the past 2 years, man. He's playing like a $250 million extension player,
right?
Or max player, should I say?
Absolutely. It's not the first time I see B-Dub comment about Randall. But if we remember how he got the bag was because Luka got hurt and he essentially took them to the Western Conference Final.
B-Dub. He said Randall going out forced him into being a star.
It forced him to be a scorer.
to be a
to
scorer. Yeah, more
to
of a
score
scorer.
more.
Right.
Yeah, because to score more. But he did this before in Dallas.
Yeah, he did.
He,
And that's
he
what I'm trying
pretty
to figure out.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out to this day how Dallas dropped that bag on him, man. I don't get it. They dropped the ball big time on not resigning him, man. We looking at the game right now as we speak. Was 2-2. Okay.
Yeah, they still ain't blitzing him, and he just
Yeah,
scored.
there you go, Halliburton. Yeah, I want to see more. Yeah, I want to see him attempt more shots, man. Like I said, he passed up a lot of open shots the other day, and I was like, "Come on, man, what are we doing here?" Um, let's go ahead and transition into the Minnesota Timberwolves and Denver Nuggets series, man. That's an interesting series, man. I did not
Right.
expect Minnesota to be up 2-0, but man, let me tell you something, man. When you really look at it, Mo, and I know we're excited and stuff like that as fans, and but let me ask you this, bro: is it a situation that where the Minnesota Timberwolves can come out the West and possibly win it all? Because let
I
me
mean,
tell you before you answer that, man. But let me tell you this, man. I've looked at them. I have not paid attention to them all this year. I've seen them in a couple of games and stuff like that. But looking at that Phoenix series and looking at these past two games against Denver, man, I have not seen a team connected defensively like that since probably the Detroit Pistons when they had like Larry Brown as head coach, when they won the champion, when they was winning championships or competing for championships. You know what I'm saying? When they had a hell of a
right.
defense and stuff like that, they were very connected defensively. And this team, as young as they are very connected, man. Oh my gosh, they're all up in Denver's face. They're giving them no space. They're frustrating them. You're looking at Murray's frustrated, Jokic frustrated. I mean, Nas Reed coming off the bench, giving them production. I mean, everybody is just doing their damn job at a high level, man. What's your perspective on that, champ?
So I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna start on Denver first, and then I answer your question about Minnesota. To be honest with you, if the Lakers had made better adjustments, Denver wouldn't be here. The Denver Nuggets were outscored for 3 quarters in 5 games. That was an NBA record that had never been done before. The Lakers, by every metrics, beat the hell out of the Denver Nuggets for 3 quarters, and just couldn't sustain it. So
Right.
this is not the same Nuggets team as of last year. They lost
It's
some
not.
key contributors, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, and then also too, when you the champ, the reason why it's hard to repeat is everybody watches your film.
Yeah.
Everybody constructs their roster to beat you, especially if you're in that conference. So I don't think by Minnesota dominating Denver is just an all-out indictment, not to take anything away from them. But until I see them go up against a like-minded team with a couple bigs like a Boston Celtics, I don't think they can beat the Boston Celtics right now today.
We talking about Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not right now.
And see, I'm on the verge of saying I think so. I'm really on the verge of saying that I think Minnesota could beat them, man.
So here's my issue with
Hey, what's up, Snowman Media?
So when you start, yeah, B-Dubs is right. The Wolves just having fun with it, but when you start doing the matchups and you break it down, right?
Right.
So right now, Denver does not have an elite. KCP lost a step. He's not Drew Holiday on the perimeter. We could take it matchup for matchup. So Ant-Man is not going to just be able to have a good time, because you're going to see a little bit of Jalen Brown. You're going to see a little bit of Drew Holiday. You're going to see a little bit of Derek White. You got multiple defenders that they can throw at Ant-Man. That's one. Second thing is, Rudy Gobert will not be allowed to sit in that paint when he plays Boston, because they play 5 out.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
So that's going to eliminate a little bit of what he can bring to the table. Third thing, they only got one Jaden McDaniels. So you put him on Jason Tatum. Okay, who's going to guard Jalen Brown? Jalen Brown is a little bit bigger than Ant-Man as far as height is concerned.
I mean, Jalen Brown's about 6'6". Ant-Man is what,
6'4".
6'5".
He's 6'4", 6'5", but it's different.
Yeah, and he played both ways, champ.
He do, but it's different when the other guy ain't guarding you. So Jalen Brown could take some plays off because he guarding Jaden McDaniels. Right. Drew Holiday is going to be the primary defender on Ant. I just don't like the matchups. Now, where I give Minnesota the advantage is they don't rely on threes like Boston do. I don't like that about Boston.
Towns rely on them three.
he do, and he's streaky with
And
it.
that's I mean, he was hotter than fish grease the other day. But you're right, man. It's hit or miss with him sometimes.
Right.
I'm like, man. Sometimes I'm like, man, get your big ass in the paint, man, and do some damage in that paint.
But to answer your original assessment, I wouldn't be surprised if they won it. I just don't have them as the current favorite. I think there is levels to it. We saw MJ go through it. Larry Bird, Magic, everybody has to go through it. Not so much Magic. He kind of came in and won. But everybody usually goes through an ascension process. KD did it, LeBron, where you come in, there's already an established veteran team that knows how to win in those key moments, and you don't yet. And they usually beat you by their experience. That would be Boston, Minnesota. But on the other flip side, if Boston don't get it done, they might have to look to blow it up. I mean, how many more times, especially going up against, now you the big dog.
Exactly.
And you I mean, because New York ain't going nowhere. Indiana's not going anywhere. They're going to continue to get better. So I think
and Philadelphia's going to make some serious changes this summer, according to Mark.
We can talk about Philly real quick.
Well, we can go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead, bro.
Philly will never go anywhere as long as Joel Embiid is a superstar there.
Well, I'll say this. I agree with that to a degree. What I will say is this: I wouldn't get rid of Joel Embiid or what have you. I would probably look towards Maxey. What you know what I'm saying in terms of making building the team around him. The only thing about Joel Embiid is just his dependability. Everything he has, everything else you want though, man, because he's unstoppable. There's nobody that can really stop him. But you're right. The past 2-3 years, man, he's been unreliable in these key situations and stuff like that due to injury. So my thing with Embiid is conditioning. If he can just be in great shape and condition, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you know what? We may have something here, Philadelphia, but that's the key. And that's something that we do not talk about as fans, man, is his conditioning. Obviously, from a basketball standpoint, that's there. That's nothing to argue about or debate. He brings it. I give him credit, man. He's pretty much playing on one leg against you guys in terms of the Knicks, man. But again, you know what? It came up short at the end of the darn day, man.
Yeah, I'm with B-Dub, man. I go ahead what Embiid, Anthony Davis, and a couple of them other big guys right now. While you can get what you can for Embiid
and let old boy go.
That's what I would do. I mean, right now, I think his
give me a trade package, B-Dub. Give me a trade package. What would you do?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love to hear it. So I mean, I'd get rid of him, man. I mean, at the end of the day, because
but I want to know if you're gonna get rid of him, who would you get rid of him for? That's the key. That's the key, because he's going to demand a lot. They're going to demand a lot for him. So you talking about he's still in this prime. You talking about what? Probably 3 to 4 first round draft picks, some pick swaps and stuff like that, and probably another superstar in return or a young star in return, and a couple of good players. So I mean, Philly. Come on, I'm pretending like I'm Philadelphia GM right now. That's what the hell I'm asking for. I'm not giving away for free. Bottom line. So if I'm gonna give them away, I'm gonna reset my franchise to the point where we're not rebuilding, we're recalibrating.
I don't think you're gonna necessarily get them away for free, but you are gonna take some cents on the dollar because everybody know about his injury history. He don't have a clean
dominant player though, Mo. He's such a dominant
for 50 player. Games and 6 playoff games.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The track record.
That's a hell of a.
The track record is out there.
You got 5 minutes to come up with a trade package for Embiid, brother. You on the clock right now, man, for real.
So if it were me and I were looking at the landscape of the league and I'm looking for a trade, somebody to pair with Maxey, there's a couple places I could go. I can go about the team we just talked about.
Go ahead.
And in New York, we could talk about a trade package that would include a Mitchell Robinson and a Julius Randle.
Oh, this is trade package. Send him to Miami. Get Bam and a couple picks. Make Philly younger.
Bam could he's okay. But
Bam, but beat up. That's a good one. But you might have to add more than that, though, bro. If Miami's getting Embiid and you giving them Bam and a couple of picks in return, you may have to throw in what's the sharpshooter down there, man?
Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero. Man,
Now that would be a great package. Bam and Tyler Hero. That would be
exactly, and
an
a
awesome
couple
package.
Exactly, and a couple of picks. That's not. And I was looking at. You're right. I was looking at Phoenix, but darn.
Phoenix would be good, but I mean, I'm not taking Bradley Beal. You're gonna have to give me Kevin Durant or Booker.
Brad Beal has that no trade provision on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So that's gonna be tough.
No. I take KD though. If KD wanted to come play
KD,
over there,
you wouldn't do Booker.
Nah, not with Maxey. It don't work.
You right. That don't mix. Actually, you know what, man? Maxey need a point guard because Maxey is actually a 2.
He is.
I like to see him paired up with a point guard. You right, Mo.
DeJounte Murray wouldn't be bad if you trade him to Atlanta. They trade him to Atlanta for DeJounte Murray. It allows Maxey,
right,
like you said, to get off that ball, and it gives Atlanta Embiid and Trae Young together.
Okay. All right. Well, we about to get away from that, man. Let me ask you this, man. What are your thoughts about the Lakers firing Darwin Ham?
So, one thing about these high-profile jobs, especially in Dallas, let's see, what's another LA? What's another high-profile place nowadays? Well, I even say the Washington Commanders, because they built such a legacy in their fan base. I know Dan Snyder tried to tear it down.
Hey, man, Dan Snyder ain't here no more, man.
But the expectations from the Washington fan base is high.
Yeah.
So when you come in there and they built a competent roster, your job is not going to be there. So I'll give you an example. Darwin Ham shouldn't receive all the blame.
No, he shouldn't.
But we just talked about the team having enough talent to beat the defending champions for 3 quarters in 5 games.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's not on the players.
Okay.
The coach got to get me through that last quarter at some point, because either they didn't have enough gas or there wasn't enough in-game adjustments in the 4th quarter, especially when you up by 20 in game 2. I think that series lost his job more than anything else. The fact that the Lakers management is looking at it like, bro, we got enough talent and we got pieces hurt. We've given you enough talent. As a Lakers fan, I watched more than enough games to know that he has mismanaged a lot of the lineups this year. Right? He benched Austin Reeves when he should have benched D'Angelo Russell. It put Austin Reeves into a slump psychologically, because everybody on the team knew it shouldn't have been Austin Reeves. It should have been D'Lo. You're going to bench anybody.
Right.
At the beginning of the season, he didn't play Christian Wood and Anthony Davis enough. You know, he didn't play it. Well, LeBron there, but it don't matter. It's the Lakers.
Thank you, B-Dub. I appreciate it. If LeBron is on the team, I don't want the job. That's where I'm getting at, B-Dub.
It's the Lakers. It don't matter who in there. They're going to fire you regardless. They've been firing coaches before LeBron got there, and they're going to fire coaches when he leaves.
Okay, bro, but let me ask you this, though. When you look at LeBron, 21 years in the NBA, man, LeBron has had 9 coach, you know what I'm saying? 9 coaches fired, bro.
That's not a bad track record. No, I mean, think about it now. Outside of Eric Spoelstra,
9 coaches fired, bro.
Let's keep it a buck. Eric Spoelstra never got fired. That's the best coach he played for.
With the exception of him, that's right. But 9 coaches fired, though.
Ty Lue, right? Another great coach. Did he get fired?
No, because LeBron ended up going to the Lakers via free agency.
My point is, go down that list of coaches and you show me a great coach that he played under that deserved to keep their job.
I get that, bro. My problem with LeBron is this. There's no accountability whatsoever, man. But it got. I mean, come on, man. It can't just be all on the coaches all the time, bro. Hold on, Mo. Whether it was Darwin Ham, or before that it was Vogel, and then before that it was Bill. It was Bill Walton's son, whoever. You know what I'm saying? It's just. Yeah, it's never ending with that, bro. My problem with him, man, I just would like for him to take accountability. So I suggested this then, bro. Should LeBron James just coach the Lakers, be a player coach? What do you think? I'm gonna let you make your point, and you can jump in it, bro, because that's what I'm feeling. I'm like, bro, all these changes keep happening. Now, rumor has it that they may be hiring JJ Redick, right, to be their next head coach. And I'm like, this is that bullshit right here, man. This is that bullshit right here.
I would be very surprised if they hired JJ Redick. What I think they're setting JJ Redick up for is for him to come on and be an assistant. All right. So a coach would come in, they bring JJ onto their staff because it's hard for JJ Redick to come in and command that respect of that locker room overnight. And he's going to have a transition that I don't think the Lakers are willing to wait on. But I think it might give him a spot on the bench, right? To give him a shot, raise his profile up. The issue that I have when it comes to great players and their accountability, we hold great players accountable, the public, right?
Okay.
And that's one thing that KD has been fighting for years. You can't fight it because we put you in these positions. If we don't buy the tickets, we don't buy the jerseys, we don't watch your games, you don't get paid. That's who holds LeBron James accountable. These franchise, they understand the greatness of what they have. They're going to always acquiesce to his request when it comes to coaching because that's the easiest button to press is the coaches. But it wasn't just LeBron that was frustrated with Darwin Ham.
It was Anthony Davis as well.
Not just AD. Austin Reeves was frustrated with. So when you got your three best players frustrated with
this is who you wanted, right?
He going to be out of there. I don't think, I'm going to be honest with you. After that Russell Westbrook, from what I'm hearing from Brian Windhurst, that's his boy. After the Russell Westbrook fiasco, LeBron has been consulted on player free agency moves, but he stayed the hell out of the coaching searches, and he hasn't been consulted about trades because he don't want that shit to go on his legacy. I can only take the man at his word. Yeah, he was
I think that he needs to be player coach, bro.
He don't
shut all that down, man, and just go ahead and be player coach.
He said
he's a basketball savant. We know that he has a basketball IQ. We understand that. Just go ahead and be player coach, bro, and just let it be what it's gonna be.
So he said multiple times, I need somebody. I see what's going on in the game. I can't make substitutions. I can't call timeouts. He said this publicly on the shop. I need somebody who can manage that. I can help you Monday through whatever. If we playing a playoff game, I can help you in the film room. I could do all these, but in game, I can't make adjustments and play. So he needs a coach that can make in-game adjustments while he's playing.
I like what B-Dub said. In Miami, there is one of the best GMs ever, Pat Riley. The culture, Pat Riley wasn't going to let LeBron run the team. You're absolutely right.
Actually, he did, because Eric Spoelstra wasn't the first coach there.
Nah. I beg to differ on that, Mo. He did not. Pat Riley, he came. I think he came to Pat Riley several times about about certain changes and stuff like that because he wanted to get Eric Spoelstra fired. And Pat Riley looked at him like he was damn crazy and basically just told him, go play.
Was Eric Spoelstra there? Maybe I'm thinking about Cleveland. David Blatt was the
original coach. Blatt. Yeah. It wasn't her. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Angie?
No, I think that the issue in Miami, you got the Heat culture and all that, but a lot of that shit is overblown, man.
Yeah.
Pat Riley, what free agent he got since LeBron left, and Chris Bosh. That culture is overrated. Everything that's going on there.
But Mo, at the end of the day, I've never seen this guy be accountable. That's.
Well, let me ask you a question. What superstar?
It's my fault. It's my fault.
What superstar have you seen take the blame? Has Kobe ever come out? God bless the dead.
Absolutely. Yes, he has.
When he took the blame for a coach getting fired.
I've seen Kobe Bryant take blame. I've seen Shaq take blame. I've seen Allen Iverson take. I've seen players on a superstar level or Hall of Fame level take full blame
for the coach getting fired.
MJ took full blame
for the coach getting fired.
Say what?
You talking about just blame period, or you talking about for the coach getting fired?
I'm talking about blame period. I'm just talking about blame period. Because maybe if you took accountability, maybe it wouldn't have came down to that. Maybe you could have vouched for him. Had you vouched for him, he wouldn't have gotten fired.
I'm telling you right now, as a Lakers fan, I ain't want to vouch for him. I was done with Darwin Ham after the beginning of this season.
It's like, man, I'm telling you, man, B Dub made a good point, man. It's getting to the point where, you know what, man, you better get this stuff straight, because it's gonna deter a lot of free agents for coming, you know what I'm saying, just going out there. I mean, just to play, man. I mean, it's like a turnstile there with coaches, man. You're not getting Ty Lue. You
No,
think
I
the
don't think
Clippers
so.
are gonna let Ty Lue go? Hell no. You're not getting Jason Kidd. He just signed
No.
a multi-year deal with Dallas. That shit is
Right.
not happening. The Lakers are living in a freaking pipe dream.
I'll be honest with you with a lot of this stuff, man. I think some of that be their agents that play into it. So you got to understand the politics of the game. Jason Kidd is very tied in to that Lakers organization.
Right.
So, and Rob Pelinka, it's a good friend of his, right? They help Jason Kidd rebrand his image. So if the Lakers say they have interest in Jason Kidd, they know Dallas is going to the Western Conference. If I don't have a shot to go, they know he's gonna get a contract extension, or they hope that he would.
Speaking of Dallas, what do you who are you going with in that series, Dallas, Oklahoma?
If Luka's not going to play at 100%, I'm gonna have to go Oklahoma City.
Okay, gotcha. So you basically saying a healthy Luka, you got Dallas, but if not, you rolling with Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if Luka gonna play like that,
100% in terms of that.
But it's just the politics of the NBA. A lot of that stuff be leaking. Ty Lue is tied in with LeBron. They always been tight. So if it comes out that that's who he wants as his coach, he gonna get the bag from the Clippers.
Right. All right, bro. Let me look here, man. We about to go on our last content, then we out of here, champ. Let me ask you this, champ. You already know what we're talking about right now, man. I want to know from you, man, who won? Drake or Kendrick,
man? I personally think that Kendrick Lamar won. Well, he was bringing substance to the conversation.
No,
right?
Bullshit.
So you have to go back and listen to them bars over and over, because the first time they probably went over your head, and then you went back and you listened to it again and you were like, oh, that's what he was. Okay, because it's not surface level, man. So the thing I want everybody to understand, we didn't get into it. I was joking about industry plants and all that, but Drake isn't from the essence of hip hop. He's here to make money. He puts on a show. People but he's not a lyricist. He is not of the culture, right? And that has nothing to do with black and white. It's just a subculture of hip hopness. He's not a part of that. So his discs are going to be played in the club. They might be played in your local gym, but you're not going to understand the substance that Kendrick Lamar was bringing, and the fact that he brought something to your attention, right? That Drake been moving a little suspect, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, he said B Dub said Kendrick low blows were serious. Yeah. You call it low blows. I call it. I don't call it low blows. I call it a fair. I call it a fair fight, man. I mean, hey, look here, man. Anytime you got a what Kendrick got out right now, man. He got a pedophile anthem. That's out there, man. I'm like this. In the words of the great Michelle Obama, when they hit low, you hit lower. So that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's a couple things you can't come back from in hip hop or in life and period. If you're a real man, right? Dudes ain't standing on business with no pedophiles, man. Like, it ain't no coming back from that.
It ain't no coming back from that.
It's no coming back from that. Like, you gonna have to do a whole lot of explaining to get away from that one.
And the other one is that's what he was trying to do, man. He was trying to explain himself in another diss track or what have you. And it's like, man, come on, man. It is. But let me tell you, hey Mo, it's gotten to the point where it's gotten a little serious, to the point where UMG has got involved, Universal Music Group. So from what I've read, and so what I've picked up from several sources and stuff like that, UMG has approached Kendrick, basically saying that he needs to do a public apology to Drake in terms of those pedophile allegations and stuff like that. And they said, your boy Kendrick is not going, it's pretty much standing down. So, hey, Keytae, my man Keytae, what's up, Keytae? He said Drake has ghostwriters Kendrick on a different level. Say it again, bro.
100%.
Say it again, bro. He's on a whole nother level. And Drake pretty much fell for the bait. He
He
fell for
did.
the bait, man. He fell for the old hook and lateral. And he
He
should
did.
just went on ahead and just let that go because Kendrick warned him. I don't know if it's the first or second diss, basically saying that he has information on him. Like he basically saying that, hey, man, you got people in your crew leaking out information. What up, bro? My brother for life right here. Yeah, man. So it's just, I mean, it's like, come on, bro. He gave you a warning. But as I was talking about earlier, so like I said, UMG is now involved. And it's like, bro, what the hell? Now you really lost because it looks like you didn't call human resources on. So it's bad, man. You ain't coming back from that, champ. You're not
Apologize
coming
for
back
what,
from that.
man? Kendrick just exercised his First Amendment right based upon what he's seen. Because you got to understand something, Universal Music Group. Kendrick Lamar was on tour with Drake. He's been around Drake. You understand what I mean? So
Right.
I don't want to see him go to jail or anything. Well, actually, I do if he a pedophile. Like, get him up out of here. Get him up out of here.
I don't play that shit.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's a situation where it's not true, do the investigation, do whatever. But at the end of the day, I mean, how do you know he's not? I mean, there's a video out there with some questionable behavior with a 17-year-old. So
come on, man. On stage when you were 23, 24 years old and stuff like that, you up here talking about how you like how her breast was rubbing up against you and and her shape and stuff. I've been to smack the shit out of his ass, man. Excuse my French out there, viewers and listeners. I mean, come on, man. I don't say that shit.
Honestly, Kendrick just exposed and is being exposed another subculture of exploitation of young men and women in the music game. It's been happening for years. That they expose these kids, parents are sacrificing kids to get a little bit of fame. That's got to cut out, man. A kid is a kid. But if they've been blessed by God to have talents, they don't deserve to be sacrificed for it.
But you know what though, bro? Going and talking about the UMG Music Group, it looks, when you look at it, bro, it's like Drake is a machine. He has a machine behind him. And Kendrick has a machine behind him as well. But Drake has a machine behind him to the point where they're threatening Kendrick and saying that, hey, you need to do this public apology because Nike is losing money, UMG is losing money, and all other business representatives that represent Drake or what have you is losing money because of these allegations and stuff like that's been put out. So it's like, that shit is crazy. My man, what up, cuz? What's BA? He said, what's up, no cap fam? Man, what's up, BA? Keytae said Universal owns Cash Money, so this messing with that money. Yep, it's messing their money up.
I mean, at the end of the day, like all them people, they should have been in his ear, like, hey, leave this one alone. When he went at Pusha T, they all got in his ear and was like, leave that alone. They should have done the same with K-Dot, because man, there's certain people that you just don't want to mess with that microphone.
You don't, bro. Anytime Harvard does a study on Kendrick Lamar lyrics, you need to leave that man alone at all costs, man. You don't need to fuck with him. Let it go. And like I said, it shit didn't get deep until, like I said, he brought up that man's wife's name, man. And it was all downhill from that, bro. Bottom line, man. So it is what it is, man. To all the viewers and listeners out there, man, let me ask you this, man, on behalf of me and my man Mo Money. Who won the battle, man? Drake or Kendrick? We want to know. Make sure you chime in, man. Any final words for the night, man, before we get up out of here, champ?
Yeah, one thing I want to point out, though, and it's for anybody that is considered a culture vulture or anything like that, right? One thing about this culture, hip hop, fashion, if you're not of the essence of the soil, we'll let you borrow. We might even break bread with you. But once it's exposed, we are the quickest people to turn on you. And we will then turn that revenue into something else. So if you're not going to be authentic and be who you are and stand on business, then when it's time for that revenue to get cut off, we're going to go somewhere else.
You're absolutely right, Mo. For me, in terms of my personal preference, man, I like authentic, bro. I like authentic. I don't like all that fake shit. I don't like all that pretty boy shit. I like Drake. I have nothing against the brother or what have you. But like I said, if these allegations are true, then hey, you need to be dealt with in the worst possible way or what have you. Like I said, we don't play that shit over here. But the fact of the matter is this: you're right, and you said it so eloquently well, man. When it comes to like Kendrick has a sound. There's a sound. You see the last one he dropped. It's an anthem. The whole state of California is vibing off of it. We vibing off of it on the East Coast, man. And it's just, I mean, that I just cannot commend him but I can't commend him enough for putting that together like that, bro. That was, man, gosh. When that part we said A minor, I was like, man, this dude is freaking genius, man. God, his metaphors, his catchphrases and stuff like that, man, is just off the freaking charts, man. Every time I listen to Kendrick Lamar, I get smarter and smarter, bro. I don't for real. My IQ just goes up, bro. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, man. I need to listen to him quite more, man. Yeah. But anyway, man, look, it was a great show tonight to all the viewers and listeners, man. We appreciate you vibing with us, man. Hey, we're off next week. Hey, we'll catch you the week after next. We want you to enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you when we get back. Good night.
No Cap Sports Show, where sports and combos collide.